Hello everybody, my name is Madonna. Today is Friday, the 47th of April, 2001. Okay, no, my name's not Madonna. And there's not even 47 days in the month, but I kind of wish there would have been. Man, these 30-day months. Oh. See, what I notice with a lot of people, you get into states of like alter egos, if you will, believing in things that just don't exist. But then you go to the extra level, and that is you work to get other people to believe those same things. And I'm talking about this because of democracy. I decided to take a look at what the definition for democracy has to say, read them, and see if that matches with what's going on here in Canada and the United States. So we'll look at the results that dictionary.com has. We'll read the first section: a government by the people, a form of government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised directly by them or by the elected agents under a free electoral system. Can we match those now? Well, if we had a free electoral system, then wouldn't we have had Ron Paul having a chance, at least a free chance, to be able to compete for the role of presidency? Shouldn't we had like hundreds of names getting screened down, sort of like they do on American Idol, so that we could see who the better person is? And we live in a world where we always say, well, who are you going to vote for? It's between two parties, and a lot of people will make truthful marks stating, well, you're picking the worst, or you want to get the best of two evils. What kind of free electoral system is that? And not only that, but we have a form of government which the supreme power is vested in the people. Now, I'm not denying that they have the supreme power, but is it vested within the people when you have practices like, houses being foreclosed upon, you put them on the street, and let's just let these houses stay vacant? Is that really for the people? Yeah, okay. Anyway, moving on, number 2. A state having such a form of government. The United States and Canada are democracies. Like I say, they are telling us on the second line of this definition that Canada and US are democracy countries. So it's a state of having the form of government. Well, the state of being tall is the state of like being tall type thing, obviously. So let's move on to number 3. A state of society characterized by formal equality of rights and privileges. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are we getting equality? 0.2, -3, 1, 2? Yeah, it's kind of low. To me, it's not even close to make a debate that we even have such a thing. It all, like I say, it goes back to houses being foreclosed upon. Yeah, I have to say that that's pretty equality. We have a system where we give sport athletes multi-millions of dollars. Same thing with all these media people, CEO bankers, all of these people getting these Wall Street bonuses. And we have a system of equality? Yeah. Okay. Number 4, political or social equality. There's that name equality again. Democratic spirit. Number 5, the common people of a community as distinguished from any privileged class. The common people with respect to their political power. That one just sounds a little evil to me, where if that was true, then something you wouldn't want to be. Well, I'm not going to say you wouldn't want to be true, but it doesn't show it's freedom or what democracy, I think, should stand for. And in fact, if you look at one of the definitions of communism. It says a system of social organization in which all economic and social activity is controlled by a totalitarian state dominated by a single and self-perpetuating political party. Well, whether you have in Canada liberals or conservatives, whether it's United States Democrats or Republicans, is it not all the same thing anyway? I mean, the evidence that we are controlled by powers that be, I think one of them might be the Federal Reserve government. And if you even want to call it a government, nonetheless, if the Federal Reserve is able to control and monetize the money supply with the rules and regulations that they have been given, does that not match up with a communistic state? And with what the Federal Reserve is doing, does that give equality within over 300 million North American citizens? Yeah, so the alter ego state here, at least from the research that I have came through, is that the belief of democracy. And if this is democracy, we can do better than democracy, obviously. We can do better than the crap that has been given towards us. We as humanitarians, we gotta understand what is going on with the situation before you can make any type of changes for the matter. And understanding what's going on, education is the first key principle. But if you want to live in this society, as far as what the spiritual people are saying, I think we do have a democracy and we do get to vote. And part of democracy is that majority rules. And if you were to poll the majority of Americans, and Canadians for that matter, what percentage of them are for the war in Afghanistan and Iraq? Yet we're still over there. What percentage of Americans and Canadians think that September 11th, 2001 was an inside job, yet there is no trial or cases within the situation? I mean, what more do I need to say? But as far as spiritual votes are concerned, if enough of us on this planet want to get away from this cruel reality where we are enslaved to a fiat monetary system, then we can get away from it. But right now, as of the end of January 2010, whether they believe it or not, or whether they want to think that's true or not, the majority of people want to be enslaved within the system, which is why it is still working. People may say that they hate it, and you know what, you probably would, but just because they hate it doesn't mean that they don't want it. As what the law of attraction says, when you put your energies on the stuff that you don't want, well, then it comes back. Therefore, we have these energies of people that are not wanting to go through this economic hardship and such, and then the reality for the situation comes into play. Therefore, what I'm doing on a physical level is trying to come up with strategies on a spiritual level to say, I want this equality. I want a world where we can bring a system down and thus bring in a new system. But like I said 4 minutes ago, in order to make these changes, you got to educate yourself. And I still need to know a little bit more for what's required for bringing the system down and thus bringing us into a new system together where we as humanitarians can actually work within each other for positive change. When you look at the recovery that they are talking about within the economy, and you see what could be done for recovery, what's not being done is what is needed. And I'm saying this because economy is nothing more than our goods and services, how much we have, how much we are producing of those matters, and the supply and demand for them. Well, what seems definite is the demand for food is never going to be going lower. We're going to need to eat it. The supply of which is going lower. The supply of people available to work is higher. The demand for people looking to work is higher. The wanting of government, at least as they have said, wanting for jobs to be put back in the marketplace is there. And yet you see nothing about government jobs for creating food. I mean, we've already seen them print up well over $1 trillion for the Wall Street crisis. Can they not print up a bunch of more money so that they can get people working on farms, working on whatever means necessary to bring food on people's plates? I mean, that's not happening right now. Are they doing anything to look in our best interest, which is part of this whole democracy as far as health is concerned? Start making food that doesn't have GMOs, that doesn't have crap that's going to make people sick. So when you hear presidents or leaders stating that they want jobs, one of two things is for sure then. Either they're lying or they just don't get it. Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody.